So, what I enjoy most about my career is always pushing the edge of what's possible, right? So, before I joined Amazon, I had founded a startup. We did business intelligence and data analytics. We worked a lot with folks in public sector. So, saying I want to work with folks in government to understand how to build better solutions for citizens means you need to know how to navigate people and all sorts of organizational challenges. But then you have to say, now, how do we kind of back up to say, this is what we can execute on? What I love about what I do today is no one says think smaller. Everyone says, well, what can we do next? Great, we've done this. Now, how do we take this up to the next level? And what are we doing to really say, who's not sitting at the table, right? And especially, I feel this profoundly in tech. There are so many great potential folks that aren't involved, and they aren't involved not because they don't have the skills and not because they wouldn't be amazing, but because nobody said, you need a seat at this table and I'm going to open a door for you because it is my responsibility as a person in a position of privilege to say, you need to hear from her. You need to hear from them. Let me create that for you, right? Because all too often, if you look and you see, well, wow, everybody sort of looks the same and talks the same, you're never going to be the person who's a bit different, right? And we need to change that. And what I'd love to say to everyone here is there is so much work on truly being inclusive on how we think about building, how we think about creating our teams, and how we're making sure we create ways to say, this is accessible to everyone. And part of that accessibility is my language. Part of that accessibility is where am I doing that outreach, right? I think of some of the students that I've worked with, maybe they don't have a LinkedIn profile. Maybe they don't have that network of folks to say, oh yeah, well, I'll go over there and do this. That has no context for me. How do you help me to still feel I belong? So the other advice that I'll say is if you have a little bit of privilege, then share it for somebody else who doesn't, and make sure that we're doing all that we can to open those doors, because that's how tech becomes transformational. And that's how people will see you as a leader in your field and say, they need to be here. We need to be able to do something to bring this person in and to take them further. So I always like to coach folks in the sense of, think about not only this is what I want to do, but how am I representing for others and what am I doing so other folks will remember and say, well, wow, I had that short chat with that student, but they were absolutely amazing and driven. They were memorable. I want to bring them to this table. We want to be able to work together.
Make sure to check out the My Career tab on the BC Navigator app, where you can track your career progress based on the amount of credits you've earned, stay updated on upcoming events from the Magner Center, and watch our videos for insight and advice on your career field.